Hi, everybody. Welcome to Discover College Soccer. We are continuing our interviews here live at the United Soccer Coaches Convention in Philadelphia. And today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by my now good Irish friend, Colin from PlayerStatData. Welcome, sir.
Matt, how are you, my friend?
Doing well. You know, we connected via, Twitter months ago, and then got to chatting, and I love what you guys are doing, and it was great to be able to meet you in person here at the show and welcome you to your first ever United Soccer Coaches Convention. And
Yes,
so how's it been for you?
It's been everything we expected and more. Everything is bigger in this country, and it's very big here. Just the number of stalls, the podcasts, the people walking around. Yeah, it's an attack of the senses sometimes.
That's for sure.
Huge.
Yeah. Well, you know, my wife's family is from Ireland. She calls it going home. So it was awesome to be able to connect and meet a new Irish friend for the next time I go over. But but while we're here, let's talk about why you came over and your company PlayerStatData. You guys are doing some awesome stuff. One thing it seems, at least to me, in the exhibit hall, is data and analysis is really being brought to the forefront.
Yeah, we're kind of you seem to be in that space now where data and analytics are becoming attainable at all levels. It's not just the MLS or the EPL or wherever it might be, and there's a lot of advantages to be gained from being able to utilise data. There's a lot of cameras at games, VO, trace, even camcorders. So it's turning that into data and what you can do with the insights. So yeah, it's a little bit behind back in Ireland, but here in the US it's really been embraced, really and truly.
Well, and on right there in the middle of your website, you say you're focused on academies, right? Yeah. Focused on that U13 to U19 age group. I've seen some of the folks in there have these massive camera installs you have to do, and are really probably more geared towards professional teams. But you guys are really focusing kind of on that academy market, right?
Yes, indeed. It's obviously a huge market, as you well know. There's quite a number of clubs across the country, even up in Canada. But we found in our research that there's a large number of clubs have video footage, but not really getting much out of it. So we want to take their footage as part of our platform, squeeze out as much performance data from it as we can, give it back to the clubs, and allow them to work on the various insights and the findings with the players on the training ground, even on the field. So our mission to be kind of very markety we're democratising performance data insights for all youth soccer stakeholders. So we want to make it accessible, affordable and effective. So if the match footage is there, we're going to turn it into a goldmine of data for you, along with the other couple of elements in our platform. We believe everyone should have access to data if they can get, if they want it, and if so, we're the ones to give it to them, basically.
No, that's tremendous. And kind of looking at it through that college soccer lens, right? Everybody's worried about their highlight videos, and that's really how a player might get their first, in, if you will, with a coach is, hey, here's what I can do. But if they're able to then, parlay that with, and oh, by the way, here's the data that goes along with my season, that I think hopefully for them, that's going to be another thing that helps them get in, right?
Yeah, that's what we're, one of our key messages here for a couple of days is clubs that have issues around player retention and player turnover. Our performance data platform will hopefully keep more players and attract more, because ultimately when it comes to that peak time of college recruitment, they have an advantage over others. They can offer this into their players where here's your highlight reel, but here's your data profile to back it up. Highlight reels can be good, but you're never going to show a bad thing on a highlight reel. So at least the data, we're looking to get into benchmarking insights. So you can say my kid is the best in the state at this. He's the third best at that. She's the top girl in this this, that, and the other performance facet. So it makes them stand out.
Well, yeah, and actually that was going to be my next question. You mentioned the word benchmark. So obviously, I send a college coach my highlight tape and give him this data that says, oh, I complete 80% of my passes that are 20 yards or longer, or whatever that metric might be. A coach might get that and go, is that good? Should it be 80? Should it be 60? Should it be 90? So you guys are going to be able, with your platform, kind of be able to help find those benchmarks and guide both players and coaches through to see really where they should be at, right?
Exactly. As our data bank gets bigger and bigger, ultimately the clubs, all the tools will be given to the clubs so they can do the searches themselves. They can benchmark their player across the best practice by age, position, and as I said, as our data bank is larger, we can go by region and even over time period. So it allows, our player is the best at this in the last 6 months in the Florida state, so on and so forth. Now that's always going to need a large amount of data, but we're already a couple of million data points ahead. We have some AI technology coming on board in the next 2 or 3 months, so that'll give us a couple of million extra data points per game. So the larger and larger it gets, the more insightful the data insights become, and the more useful they'll be for the college recruitment time, for the player to use, for the club to use as a kind of a competitive advantage over others. It can definitely make them stand out from the crowd, and it's not just YouTube links of here's the 10 things I did well, here's the stuff to back it up.
Well, and I think something you just mentioned that I just was thinking about was the overtime comment, right? So hopefully this is where you as a player and a club can really see how is this person developing, and even that might be a good nugget for a college coach to see, hey, this is a coachable player that with enough training and insights and matched with the data, hey, this is something we might be able to help bring this player along.
Yeah, exactly. It can show a kind of a steady progress as the player is moving along. There's also the element that somebody might just have always been better than the rest, or someone all of a sudden has had that one good season. They've been relatively average and one good season. So, each player is different, each college recruiter is different, but it'll give you a much clearer picture of the player's development and the player's progress, and better inform them around those decisions,
Yeah, and I know we're looking forward to getting you some footage for my daughter's club and seeing what that looks like. But in terms of you guys kind of rolling out really in the U.S. and Canada kind of recently, right? What would you like any club player? Well, I guess the question is are you only selling to teams and clubs, or if I'm, could I, as my daughter's dad, give you footage to help her out? What does that kind of look like with the way you guys are doing your platform?
At the moment, with the size of the company and the way our platform is set up, there's 5 elements. There's the in-game stuff that I spoke about, the physical data element, socioeconomic, sports psych, and coach assessment. So it's kind of tailored towards clubs at the moment, but for the clubs then to release this data down to the players and say, look, here, this can help you get in front of a college scout, etc. In time, especially as our AI tech goes from version 1 up to version 2, we want to kind of go into the retail market. So parents, even the players themselves, can drop the footage into our platform. Our AI model will collect the data, and the report generation side spits out the reports on the other side. So that's where we want to get to in time. It could be 18 months, 24 months. But for now, it's primarily at clubs, academies, and allow them filter those insights down to the players. But if your club won't be using our platform for the time being, we are working on a solution for that. So that parent can drop in 2 matches, drop in the footage, they get the data out, and they use it as they want then.
No, well, that definitely sounds like something that'll be exciting for you guys to work on, and I know something that I'm guessing a whole lot of parents here in the States will be interested in seeing, but hopefully some clubs will do the same and really get that through. So before we wrap up, is there anything else that you want folks to know about the platform, about your services, or anything else like that?
Essentially, we launched over here last September, so we're after getting a little bit of traction in the build up to the convention, and we've generated a fair bit of interest over the last few days. Anyone listening to the podcast that would be interested, it'd be a head coach, director of coaching, executive director, whatever it may be at the club, just reach out to us. We're offering everybody a 4-game trial, so you can see how it works for yourself. You give us the footage, we'll collect the data over 4 games, we'll put it all back to you in your data platform, and you can see how it works. The other 4 elements of the platform that I mentioned, like the coach assessment, the physical stuff, they're all flexible. So not everybody has wearable tech, so they might want that, but they may want a sports psych. So you can have one platform element, you can have all 5. You can, it's completely up to you. So we're keen to build a platform that clubs want, not what we want them to have. So we could have 100 clients and 100 different permutations of the platform, even from the in-game element that we're collecting the data from video footage. We're collecting over 80 metrics from a game, but we provide the metrics that you want to see at the end. So we can switch 40, 50 off in the background if you don't want to see that many. We can give you all of them. So it's completely flexible to what each club needs. We don't want to swamp people in data, so it's definitely worth reaching out to us. If you go onto our website, PlayerStatData.com, we're on social media as well. Just reach out. Happy to do a 4-game trial with anybody that's interested, and let them see for themselves how we're going to revolutionise their youth player development pathways.
Well, I'm excited. I know. I think I've given you maybe given you 1 game, but we got a tournament coming up, so I'll get those 3 other ones to you, and we'll be interested to see how our kids are doing. Well, wish you the best of luck with it. Really excited to see all the new things you're bringing on with it. Glad you were able to come to the States and see us, and hopefully the next time we meet, maybe I'll be over there in Ireland.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. I have a lovely couch for you to sleep on.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Colin.
Cheers, Matt. Thanks,
Take care.
man.
Yep.
Thank you.